shortly before he voted to pass the initial House budget, their version, of course, of the big, beautiful bill, which was several weeks ago before it was sent to the Senate, where it sat in limbo forever. But anyway, right before he voted to gut Medicaid, Republican Representative Robert Bresnahan from Pennsylvania managed to sell a whole bunch of stocks in a company that, of course, is 100% dependent upon Medicaid, because that company, by the name of Centene Corporation, runs Medicaid exchanges. So it's a company that really can't exist if you don't have, Medicaid. And because we're cutting $800 billion from it, and because he knew he was about to vote to cut $800 billion from it, this Republican representative engaged in what can only be described as insider trading to not lose a bunch of money from what he was about to do with his vote. And we know this information. It was, of course, revealed to us shortly after the passage of the bill this week, because a group called Quiver Quantitative, which is an investment data platform that tracks stock trades made by politicians and other prominent public figures, revealed that Bresnahan recently sold shares he'd owned in Centene Corporation, a for-profit firm that specializes in delivering healthcare exchanges for Medicaid. Bresnahan claims that he does not manage his own stock portfolio, although he also does not appear to have set up a qualified blind trust that would eliminate potential conflicts of interest between his investments and his work as a member of Congress. So the guy's like, no, trust me, I totally don't do that on my own. Well, where's your blind trust? Oh, I don't have one. So you do get to see your stock trades. You do get to have an input. So your whole defense of this, again, potential insider trading is, trust me? Yeah, I'm going to go with a hell no on that, bud, but thank you for playing anyway. This type of insider trading, which of course is exactly what it is, he had information that the public was not privy to in terms of who was going to vote which way, including himself. Even if he's only basing it on what his vote is going to be, that is still insider trading. So this guy does it, thinks he's not going to get caught. A month or so later, it's revealed that he did it and the damage is already done. He gets to save his money. Oh, and by the way, Centene Corporation, after that bill passed the House the first time, their stock lost 40% of its value. So Bresnahan would have lost 40% of the money that he had invested in the company. But he didn't, because again, insider trading. So, other members of Congress, of course, lashed out, attacked him for it. You had Representative Melanie Stansbury from New Mexico say, this congressman literally dumped stock in a Medicaid provider company right before this bill came to the floor. Don't be fooled. These guys know exactly what they're doing. Maxwell Frost of Florida said, wow, so he votes to gut Medicaid and throw 17 million people off their health care and then dumps his Medicaid-related stock to cover his own ass? That's just evil and cruel. And, as usual, correct by Frost. Elizabeth Warren said that Bresnahan was protecting his stock portfolio while ripping health care away from 17 million Americans. This is Washington at its worst. We need to ban congressional stock trading. And as usual, again, Warren is right. We need to ban congressional stock trading. This is something, plenty of reports and studies have shown this. This is actually one of the few things that is a both sides issue. Democrats do it just as frequently as Republicans. In fact, Democrats are actually kind of better at it because they typically beat the market by bigger margins than the Republicans do. But either way, they're all doing it. Most of them are doing it. And they're making out like bandits. The problem is, in order to ban congressional stock trading, you would have to get the same people that are trading stocks to vote it down. And they're not going to do that for the same reason they're not going to vote to put term limits on themselves. So it is what it is. We have to live with this, and we're just supposed to accept that this is a normal part of life? The answer is no, because you can vote these a-holes out. You can vote out the people that own stocks. You can vote out the people that have been caught insider trading. You can look at the lists online, folks, and find their names and make sure that this is their last term in office. And Bresnahan should be right there at the top of the list. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.